girls, welcome to a brand new edition of Man Moves Monday. Now today I've brought you a very special guest, Emily Silbert of Rare Bird Coaching and Creative. Now Emily and I have been working on a top secret project that we'll be revealing to you very soon, but I brought Emily on today because something I found out about her. Not only is she a fantastic coach in many areas and she has lots of different talents, but she has a specific talent that blew me away. She is an amazing, and I do say amazing, online profile writer. So today, like I said, I brought her on because I want her to teach you the top 5 mistakes that women make when making online profiles that really push men away. You need to go ahead and get out your notepad and take notes because this is really important information if you are going to do the adventure of online dating. It can be magnificent, it can be really fun, but you really need to know what you're doing. So without further ado, Emily, first off, tell me, before we even go into the top 5, why do you love online profile writing so much?
I love profile writing, honestly, because I love to hear where people are coming from, and to be able to put that into words is it's fun. It's fun for me, and I know it's fun for the person who gets their profile written because they end up feeling maybe more of a sense of who they are, and they end up getting a sense of confidence simply by having someone else mirror who they are, mirroring what they see, as opposed to what they're, doing in their minds to figure out about what to say and stuff like that. So it's just really fun.
Well, with you and I, we've been working together, so we have a lot. Basically, we love being adored women, and we love sharing that with other women and helping them have that. Do you think that online profile, having an online dating experience is a positive for most women?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it is a positive. I think it can be really frustrating. I think it can be really off-putting. I think there are some people who have their worst fears confirmed when they're dating online, and those worst fears are not necessarily the actual truth or reality of what's out there in terms of men and in terms of the possibilities for online dating. Because I know I have certainly experienced, and I have witnessed, tons of other women who have had fantastic, wonderful, magical dating adventures online. So I don't think that it tends to be a good experience, and I know that something like having a really good profile is a way of creating the kind of magical dating experience that you want to have as an adored woman. So.
Now, personally, I believe that you're right, that for most women it's not a positive experience, but I do believe that it can be a very positive experience for most women. I think you're right, and you're hitting it right on the head when you say that it has a lot to do, it has everything to do, because it starts with the actual profile itself. And because basically a profile is a way to introduce yourself to somebody and to start a conversation with the right man. So in your experience, you've been writing profiles for years now and helping people for a long time with profiles. In your experience, what's the top mistake that women make? We're going to do 5 of them, but what's the first one of the mistakes they make in their profile themselves that really screw up their chances with men?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is because the pool of men online is so enormous, what often happens is people write really generally about who they are. So they will talk about activities they enjoy. They'll list, for example, I'm a funny kind of person. I'm honest, I'm reliable. And when they list really general types of things, it doesn't actually allow a man to get to know some of the reasons why you're particularly special, as opposed to all of the rest of the women that you can find by, scrolling through all of the pictures and profiles. So that is one really actually quite serious mistake that, if you don't realize that you're doing, has probably eliminated a lot of men from your sphere.
For being too generic.
Absolutely.
And instead of illustrating who you are and drawing them a picture, you're just telling them it's not okay to sit there and say, I'm a funny girl. You have to show him you're a funny girl.
Absolutely. So it means that you need to be specific. You need to use examples. It's the kind of thing that, your high school writing teacher probably told you. Things like, I like to travel. Where do you like to travel? If you like to go to, let's say, Jamaica, where in Jamaica do you like to go? Do you stay at a resort, or are you the kind of person that likes to be on a beach alone with a backpack? If so, what's your favorite part? Is it the beach? What part about the beach is it that you like? Is it how the sand feels under your toes? Is it the way that the sun, sets and the colors? Is it the fruity drinks with the little umbrellas? What is it really specifically that you love? What is it that turns you on?
Okay.
And so whatever it is that brings you that kind of joy, who are you? Really specifically, paint them a picture.
Okay, so for instance, if I say, oh, I like to travel to Mexico, how would you change that sentence and make it juicier and something that really resonates with men and they could wrap their head around?
You could say something like, if you like to travel to Mexico, it might be different if you lived there, for example. So if you traveled there, you can say, Playa del Carmen is where my soul resides. I walk the beaches, but one of my favorite things is talking to the people who sell cold drinks on the street. I've met incredible people who have shown me, for me anyways, and this is a truth for me, I've met incredible people who have shown me different ways of living their lives and different ways of really enjoying small moments. And I've made connections with people all over the world that I now consider friends.
I like that.
I mean, that's a really long kind of sentence or a long explanation, but it tells you a little bit about who I am, which is I value connecting with people and I value, hearing other people's stories. So just my telling you a little bit about the actual experience, you can read into who am I as a person, and is that the kind of person you want to meet? Maybe you want to meet an introvert who wants to lie on the beach all day and read books, and you want to lie next to them and read books, So it's really important to be able to get an understanding of, hey, is this a person where I can see myself fitting into that scenario?
Okay, I like that. So tell me, what's number 2 for you?
Number 2 is also so common, and it's so frustrating as a woman. So many women make self-deprecating comments or apologize for who they are.
Yes, that's so frustrating.
So they will immediately, kind of explain their lives. They'll talk about, having a job that, is okay, but it allows them to do other things on the side, and they're working towards something else, and they're hoping it's going to work, and they create a story that apologizes for exactly where they are in their lives right now. They apologize or explain, their size, or they explain where they're coming from, and honestly, that just puts people off because it says that you're not okay with where you're at and who you are, and what is so attractive is just completely accepting who you are as a person.
And being excited about who you are and where you're at.
And not only that, being excited about being alive in general. So you don't need to worry about who you are so much as accepting the present moment and accepting, the possibilities of what something like online dating can provide in your life. So that's really common.
So ladies, what I want you to take from that, this is so very, very important, is, sorry, I just lost my train of thought, but it is never, ever sexy to be apologetic about who you are. Make sure you write that one down. It's never sexy.
Yeah, and read through your profile to see where does it seem like I am not absolutely, totally thrilled 100% with, a part of my life. It doesn't mean that there aren't parts of your life that you're not happy with. That's just not something that you want to present right away. Everybody's got things that they, aren't thrilled about, but that's not how you want to present yourself to someone in terms of why they should meet you in the first place, because they, obviously there are tons of other reasons why you're a wonderful person to have in someone's life.
Because bottom line, by using these lines, what you're going to do is push away the right guys and actually draw in the wrong guys who just want to commiserate with you. And that's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'll end up pulling in people who feel like, hey, you have low self-esteem, so do I. That means you're attainable. And we don't want to settle. If you want to be an adored woman, you want to make sure that you're bringing in men who are going to adore you and who are comfortable enough in themselves to know that you're worth adoring, and they're up for that.
And it makes your dating adventures more exciting. So,
Absolutely.
With that said, number 3.
Oh, number 3 is the exact opposite. Not of self-deprecating comments, but of the generalization. Someone who writes too much.
Okay.
And they try to stuff everything about themselves in the profile. And, a typical example might be, I'm energetic, and my friends would call me someone who is the life of the party. I love to go dancing, and I really enjoy spending time with other people. Notice that I've really only said one thing in all of that, which is that I enjoy spending time with other people. I enjoyed having a good time. Now, that's a generalized statement, but that whole spiel really just told me one thing.
So it's expansive generalizing.
It's expansive generalizing. Or the other thing is when you tell 600 facts about your life. Who you are is a gift you have to offer someone. If you set it all on the table, it's a little bit like going shopping and like you're at a market stall and you're offering to throw in everything in the kitchen sink so that someone's going to buy your product. So your profile is there to entice people to learn a little bit more about yourself. And so who you are is something that you get to choose when you want to reveal. And it's something where a person gets to learn really amazing things about you as they get to know you. If you throw everything out at the very beginning, it comes across as desperate. It comes across as, I'm trying to find a way for you to like me, I'm trying to find a way for you to have something to grab onto so that you will contact me. Notice the way my eyes are coming out like this, and I feel like I'm shaking the person. Because you really are a gift. Your personality, who you are, obviously can't be summarized in 200 words.
No.
It can't be.
It absolutely can't.
You write too much and try and stuff everything in there, it just comes across as desperate.
So profile diarrhea, a no-no.
No.
No. Say no to profile diarrhea. Okay, number 4.
Number 4. Now, this is kind of a new concept, I think. You eliminate men instead of welcoming them. So I have come across so many profiles where there are just some simple sentences that I've needed to eliminate that have really helped people pull the kinds of men in that they want. One is doing something like using no's. I'm not looking for a player, for example. The minute you say you're not looking for a player, what a challenge that is for a player.
Exactly. And that's who's going to contact you.
I mean, yeah. So that's something that I just think is, really important. Something that says, I'm not looking for friends with benefits or no one-night stands. You don't need to write that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not looking for friends with benefits or one-night stands, I trust that you're not going to have friends with benefits or one-night stands.
Because you'll establish good boundaries.
Because you'll establish good boundaries, and you then are just assume the best of men, because I really, truly believe that there are men out there that want to adore you.
Yes.
Like, I really, truly believe that, and I have met so many wonderful men. So many. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that there are amazing men on this planet. As many amazing men as there are women. So, absolutely. As soon as you start eliminating men, they get their guards up, as I would too. So, writing what you don't want is a big just a big no-no. And then at the same time, the opposite, being so specific. So, like, starting your profile, writing a bucket list of what you're looking for. Once the man clicks on your picture or starts reading your profile, if it starts with what you're looking for, he doesn't even know who you are. So you writing out your bucket list immediately puts a man on his guard, and he's trying to think, am I this, am I this, am I this, am I this, am I this? And the longer your bucket list, the more you've given men opportunities to go, oh, no, I'm not really exactly like that, and does she mean this, or does she really mean this? And men get eliminated, and it's frankly intimidating. And the other part of eliminating men is using things like women-centered language.
For example?
Saying, I'm looking for a man who's emotionally available. Women might understand exactly what you mean. But you want the profile to be read by men so that they can see where they fit. So that they can see what you're looking for, they understand, and they can see, yes, I am successful, yes, I am responsible, and yes, I, would love to create adventures with a woman who's open to that.
And they can see how much fun that they can have with you. They can really, for instance, you were talking about describing you instead and putting it in a visual component of it, and that sets a guy up in his head to know whether or not he could see himself doing that with you.
Totally, and part of this is faith. Have faith in men's imaginations. Give them the benefit of the doubt, because you can create some scenarios in their minds, and that gives them an idea of, hey, maybe she'd like this. As soon as you're writing a bucket list of things that you want, men freeze up. If you're open to trying new things and going out on adventures, that allows a man to really use his creative muscle.
Emily, do me a favor. Let's clarify for the ladies a little bit. Give me a couple examples on a bucket list that you have seen or something similar, so they understand exactly what you're talking about when you say bucket list.
Sure. So this is one I've just encountered today. A profile that started with, I'm looking for a man who is responsible, financially stable, emotionally available, curious, honest, reliable, and this was the beginning of the profile.
Now, you're not saying that all of this has to be completely eliminated. What you're saying specifically is that that women need to start with
about who they are
first, and let a guy visualize himself with you first, and then you can move into some more of the stuff that you would like and that you could see who you could see yourself with as well. But
Absolutely.
one thing to do is to eliminate, on top of that, the women-centric language.
Yes. Yeah. So as soon as you've got women-centric language plus, a bucket list of what you're looking for in a man, mm-hmm. I'm going to throw this one in. Just one, makes me laugh. You're not going to know if a guy makes you laugh until you either read his profile and it makes you laugh, or you're in conversation with him and he makes you laugh. We all understand that having a great sense of humor is something that's super attractive in a person. Mm-hmm. So even writing that as something that you're looking for it's hard for a man to know. Yeah, it is redundant. It's kind of like, I'm looking for a man who's a good person. Everyone's looking for a man who's a good person if they are looking for someone who's going to adore them, obviously.
Now, if you're not looking for that, then you can state that. Is that what
absolutely. If you're looking for friends with benefits with a guy who lives on the edge, is your bad boy, and who's going to play you, you can write whatever you want in the profile, he'll still find you.
He absolutely will. Okay, so what are we on? Number 4 or 5? 5.
Five.
Give me number 5. Hit me hard.
Number 5 is profile killing sentences.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so
listen up, ladies. This is going to be good.
I'm going to give you 5 of the 5. Okay. Some of these I'm counting all of these as one because it's some variation of this sentence. I can't believe I'm doing this, but in reference to online dating. I'll be honest, I hate filling these out, these forms. So boring. I don't know what to say. I've never done this before, but I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm starting this online dating thing again. I hope it goes all right. All of these are pulled from actual profiles.
Okay, let's break down the first one. What was the first one again?
I can't believe I'm doing this. This is just one. This is just one of the 5 profiles.
So tell our lovely ladies, what does this say to a guy?
All of this says, you are reluctant to be there in the first place. It's a form of apology. It's a form of apologizing for taking up space on the internet, for showing who you are, and giving a man an opportunity to adore you. So
it's almost as if when a woman goes and crosses her own sexual boundaries, is in bed with a guy and says the same thing, I never do this. Guy is thinking in his head, bullshit, you're here.
Yeah.
So you're discrediting yourself on top of all of that.
All of those things are wonderful things to think. Keep them in your head. That's all. If you write a profile, just cut it off just after all of that preamble. So you can write, if you're having a hard time writing your profile, start by writing all of your fears. Start by writing everything that you don't want. Start by saying, I can't believe I'm doing this, all of that. And then cut all that out. And what's left is much more likely to be a profile that's appealing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Number 2, I'm tired of the bar scene.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. You're tired of the bar scene. I'm glad you found the bar scene. Again, it doesn't really tell you anything about who you are, except for that you've been to bars, and it hasn't worked. I've been to the Symphony many times, and I've never met a man there. I've gone grocery shopping my whole life. No one has ever grabbed my melons in the store.
Okay, move on before I cry.
Number 3, we'll lie about how we met.
Oh my goodness. I see, this is one I've never seen, and it blows my mind that a woman would feel the need to even say this.
Yeah, so we can we can pretend that we met at a bar. We'll lie about how we met. Again, starting off by introducing yourself and saying, let's lie. Let's be dishonest.
Never a good foundation for a relationship. Never.
So attractive. I'm honest, trustworthy, faithful, and let's lie about how we met. Doesn't work.
So it's contradictory to who you want to be online.
Absolutely. Well, and who you are as a person, I hope.
Yes.
But I mean, I understand worrying about the stigma of online dating. At the same time, once you are with the love of your life, and you're just so excited to be with that person, and they have created amazing dating adventures and made you feel so special and honored who you are, how amazing to be able to say, and I found him through the zeros and ones of binary. Sorry,
let's I want to quickly address the stigma of online dating, because I think personally I loved online dating. I thought it was magnificent. It's a great way to start meeting men and to start honing your skills as an adored woman and really opening yourself up to romantic and dating adventures. But yes, there are some women who still have, they really entertain that stigma in their head. And the fact is that these men that are on the online in the online dating world, you're actually, by saying that, criticizing them as well. You are saying that they should be ashamed of what they're doing, and there's really no shame in wanting to meet a woman and come into a relationship or romance or whatnot. So you might as well just own it. Online dating is fantastic. I want to get a T-shirt that says "I love online dating."
I will make you one.
Thank you. Online dating is fantastic. It rocks. And 1 out of 5 relationships right now are happening from online dating. So if you're neglecting it and then based on that stigma, you are really screwing yourself on the potential of meeting lots of fantastic men.
Yup. Yeah. Preach. Yeah.
Off my soapbox now.
Okay. I'm back on mine.
Okay.
I'm a girl who can go from ponytail and blue jeans to high heels and a dress. What's common is that's actually something that men will write in their profiles as well. Also, I don't think it's useful. Again, it depends on who you are, but you might be someone who wears blue jeans every day because that's part of your work, or you might be someone that wears high heels every day because that's part of your work. That doesn't really tell a man anything. And it's actually just become a cliche. So it's simply not useful in a profile, especially since it doesn't get to the example of you. Why are you wearing blue jeans? You know, when are you wearing those flip flops? You know, when do you wear high heels? I, for example, very rarely wear high heels because I fall all the time. I found many people to find that actually quite charming about me. It offers a man an opportunity to sweep me off my feet as I'm falling. So give an example of when are those high heels coming to use? Is it your son's grade 8 graduation? You know, is that the last time you wore them? Are you wearing blue jeans when you're raking the leaves in the garden, enjoying the weather? So give an example of why you'd be wearing blue jeans or high heels. And not just saying, I'm a girl who can put my hair up in a ponytail and
yay!
Congratulations. And that sounds really mean. I don't mean it like that. I just mean, be specific. Why? Why would you be wearing blue jeans? Are you lazy? Because that's why I wear blue jeans. Yeah. I'm not apologizing for that, by the way. Number 5. I like to read, watch movies, and hang out with my family.
I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah. I want to know who doesn't like to read or watch movies or hang out with their family. Or, even more importantly, I want to know, what is it you're reading? What movies do you like to watch? And why do you like to hang out with your family? Because there are lots of people that don't.
True.
I, for example, love hanging out with my family. That might make me strange. But, if your dad makes bad puns and you like to sit at the dinner table and have really long conversations about world events, then come on over to my house. But tell me, what is it about hanging out with your family that is so awesome? Why do you love them? Do you have an uncle that gets drunk and tells inappropriate jokes?
Yes.
Just, share that morsel with us.
Okay. Because basically what you're trying to tell the ladies, Emily, is that goes back to the more generic your profile is, the more generic things that you say because you're not putting any creativity or real substantial thought into it, the more generic men you're going to attract.
Well, not only that, the more easily he's going to click away. Mm-hmm. When you have 600 gazillion people to pick from, if you have something where absolutely, it's like Teflon. If you have a profile that doesn't say anything, you're just going to slide right down over it and click next. So you've got to have something in there that tells us who you are in a specific way. So there.
Okay. So that was all 5 of your top 4 and 5 of your top 5 mistakes that women make online. Ladies, make sure that you, as you're writing your profiles, that you take all of those things into account. And it's really about creating a profile that not only resonates with you, that conveys you in a way that you haven't necessarily thought of before, but that's going to speak to men at the same time so that they're not just clicking off of your profile. Now, for some of us, this is still a huge mountain to climb, and if you do need help on it, Emily does have online profile writing services, and underneath this video you'll find the link to her site where you can sign up for her services and learn more about them. I highly recommend her. And Emily, thank you so much for joining me today and having so much fun, even though we had to cut and edit part of the video because we couldn't stop laughing. And thank you for sharing so much detail about for my ladies on how they can really improve their profiles.
Honestly, Jen, I just get so happy when I know people are meeting great people because it proves all of the women wrong who think there aren't any great men out there. I know it's true. I know that it's true that there are amazing men out there. So it just makes me happy to know that women are finding them. So the men can also, wonder why, those who wonder why the nice guys finish last, not true. There are as many amazing women out there, and sometimes it's just a matter of how you're communicating who you are. As simple as that.
Exactly. Thank you again, Emily, and thank you for joining me. And you have a great day, ladies. Bye.